Alright, I've had a lot of requests to do a video on how to tie my murder minnow. I'm going to do it in a Mayan cichlid pattern for the Everglades. It's tied on an SC15 size 1. Stick that in the vise. .210 Danville flat wax thread. Lay down a decent little base. We're going to stop that right at the hook point. And first material is going to be a little chunk of craft fur, about maybe a 1/2 inch squared piece. Cut that off right at the base. And then pull out all your under fibers. So you're left with a nice thin tail. About 1 3/4 inches, 2 inches at most. Tie that down on top. And I give it a couple of under wraps just to make it stand up. Next, 3-inch foxy brush in the coyote color. This is a very simple fly, guys. Very simple. If you count the eyes and the epoxy, it's 4 materials, but I call it a 2-material fly. Tie that in, bring your thread up to the front. Start pulling everything back. Hit your camera with your hand, that always helps. And then just palmer that forward about 6 or 7 wraps. It does not have to be touching wraps. It's actually better if it doesn't, because then it'll have a better sink rate. When you get to the front, grab a bodkin and separate right at the base. And then tie it off. I give it about 6 or 7 wraps, and then I just wiggle it back and forth, helicopter it off, because when you do that, there's no tag end to cut your thread. Get that kind of combed out a little bit. Tie off that front. And whip finish. The tying portion of this fly is now complete. Next is coloring and trimming. I split the fibers on the bottom around the hook shank and brush it out. So we're going to take a bright orange Sharpie and we're going to color the bottom orange. And you can go ahead and get the nose, do like so. And take some dark brown, go across the back. Just to make a shadow line. And after you find your black Sharpie, then we come in and give this Mayan some vertical lines. Like so. And the coloring portion is complete. Now the trimming. Actually, I take that back. We're going to glue on some eyes and then we'll trim. These are 3mm eyes. Always glue your eyes on with gel super glue. It holds better. Put a little dab. Right up towards the front. Plop one on there. Press it down. Make sure it attaches itself to the hook shank. Get it good and stuck. And stick the other side. Now that you've got your eyes on there, now we can trim as soon as this little booger sticks. Come on, stick. There we go. Now, for this part, I like to pull this out of the vise and just kind of hold it up like this. And I just go straight up like so. You can get really carried away with the trimming, but realistically, that's the shape you need. Then I throw it back in the vise. Grab your medium or thick viscosity UV gel. And coat the nose and the front portion of the eyes. And then I go around the eye and let it soak into the material a little bit. That way it fully encapsulates the eyes, because peacocks, Oscars, Mayans are very aggressive and they are ruthless on flies. Give that a spin, hit it with your light. And then I like to give a quick coat of the Loon UV Flow over the whole head, just to get rid of any of that tackiness. Hit it one last time. And that is the murder minnow in Mayan cichlid pattern. Good luck.